Hello everyone, welcome to the Maych and Pajak podcast. I am Maych. I am joined from afar by the man, the legend, Mr. Chris Pajak.
Hello mate, how are you? I'm
It's-
good. I'm not good at all.
No, how are you coping?
I'm not coping well.
It's been trying times. I think what we're going to do is, with this one, we're going to try and hopefully make everyone feel better by sharing our isolation experiences thus far, and some tips on how we've managed to survive. I'm not sure. Is that your family bursting in already?
Yeah, on 30 seconds.
That's brilliant.
They're smashing the door.
They're trying to kick the door. This is problem number one that people at home. I've seen a rise of this right on social media in this last week or so of people saying
they're crying. Yeah, there's crying.
One of them will tend to the other one.
Oh no! Oh no!
What?
So you won't have been able to hear that, but on the Bluetooth headphones, if you press it once, it plays the music. So iTunes just opened and started blasting the whole steady down my ears because I'd slightly adjusted it just to listen to the kids crying, put it back in, press the button, hold steady. I mean, don't get me wrong, at some point if you see me flick it and put hold steady on, it's because I'm bored of listening to you talk.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've set yourself up a perfect backup plan for not having to listen to me anymore. I think that's
pretty
very,
much
very
what
good.
my dad does in life anyway, Paul, you know what I mean? Because he's there and then you'll see me ma talking to him and my dad's got hearing aids now and he'll just go, flick. And he'll just turn them off mid-conversation when my mum's talking. Like, it's so funny, like...
I love that because your dad, the story that when your dad got his hearing aids and he realised, as everyone does, you remember you telling me this story when you first got your glasses, that you don't realise what you've lost until you get it back, and how, like, there's obviously, like, Andy not being able to hear. I think you said something like, you could hear a noise and he was getting dead angry, like, what's this noise? And it was just like someone rustling a carrier bag in the kitchen. And I love that notion that like, he's not been able to listen to your mum wittering for years and years and years, and it's just... now he's got to go through it. It's the equivalent, we mentioned this the other week about my dad and the pause, isn't it? Except your dad's got it down to another level. He can literally unplug the audio from his wife. It's next level.
You want to see him when he goes to the pub, like, he gets so angry, because the problem with hearing aids, as he's told me anyway, is that you hear everything. So it's not just like, you're not just hearing the person across the table from you, you're hearing every conversation, and he's just like getting riled up, and I'm like, Daddy, you're okay? And he's like, his blood's boiling, and he's looking at me like he's gonna kill me, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, Nobbit's over there talking about some shit.
It's like Smallville. It's like when Clark Kent first unlocks his hearing powers. Oh my God, that's what it's like to be basically deaf. Wow,
Yeah,
I never thought about that.
He gets so annoyed because it's like you can't. Or I think there's a sound on his hearing aid anyway that's probably worse than the other. So if there's like music on in the background of a boozer or something, the music will be what he can hear dead loud because it picks up like the bass or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's you can just see it's hell on earth, and he just walks into places and he gives it about 3 seconds and goes, no, too much for me, off. And then he'll just sit there and just like smile
and nod,
and literally he's just there going. He goes to mum. He's got no idea what we're saying, does he? He's got no idea whatsoever. He's happy though, isn't he? He seems to be. He's got another empty pint in front of him, so why not?
As long as he's happy. I love that. I love the fact that it's just... Because we've all had those moments where we've generally when you cross the threshold of pissness and you're unable to contribute to the conversation in a meaningful way anymore. And if you're in the happy level of haze, then you can basically just, I remember Steve Hall pointing this out to me after we did our first Deadline Day show. And we all went out to town. Did you come to town with us after that? You must have done. There's no way you turned down a bevy. Surely. We went to town anyway.
Yeah, I did.
We went to town and we ended up in Hannah's bar. And we've been there for about half an hour, and Steve pointed out that basically what happened was I was absolutely ruined after that first show, and I just kind of sat there and I just slump and I just kind of drift into my own little world. And he said, but what had happened is someone had engaged with me and I'd perk up again because I knew I had to perk up, because obviously I just had this, whatever it was, 8 hours of live streaming at this point. So it'd just be like, and what do you think about it, Paul? Oh, yeah. That must be what it must be what it's like to be your dad, just sitting in his own happy little world. probably singing some sort of merry tune in his head while he just gradually gets more and more drunk. I think that's a kind of, I wish I could live like that at the moment, if I'm perfectly honest.
I think he enjoys it at times. I think he hates it at times as well. But I think, yeah, he's quite. I think generally speaking, he's probably quite happy with it. To be honest with you, doesn't seem to like us all very much. You know what I mean?
So there's been this rise in recent weeks of on social media of people saying, "Can I just say, I'm so glad I haven't got kids," and loads of people saying it's funny. All the oh, you should have a kid. It's an absolute joy in your life. Crew have all gone very, very quiet on social media. Can't imagine why, Chris.
Mate, there's a few things here that we've got to talk about. One is going out for condoms an essential business.
Okay.
Because it doesn't come across like it is, but like I'm not having no more.
It feels like the kind of, I mean, like legging it out to buy a Johnny feels very, like, I haven't had to do that since I was 18. And it does feel like the act of someone who's living a better life than you. Oh, look at this wild man legging it out to buy Johnny's at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, he can't be isolating. No. I very much am isolating. I have just no intention of having any more children because the two I've got are fucking killing me. Yeah. Have I got it? Have I nailed it? Yeah, absolutely. I thought as much. They're a joy, Chris. They are a joy. But
they are. Anyone who's seen my YouTube channel will know that I've done a little bit of vlogging and stuff with them, and they're absolutely brilliant. But they're brilliant in situations when you're allowing them to be brilliant, and they're brilliant in situations like home life. They're not brilliant in situations like your fucking job. Like they're not brilliant in those situations, and unfortunately those situations right now are one and the same. So for the 3 hours after work, brilliant. For the 3 hours in the morning before work, absolutely brilliant. For the 8 hours in work, I just want to punch the faces in.
I think I've brought my son to work a couple of times, and there was one when I think we were redoing the Redmen studio for the most recent time, and we were putting the finishing touches to it, and he was so excited about coming into work. He was so excited to get in the office, and because I've got plenty of stuff here to keep him entertained. There's God knows how many games, consoles, and toys, and all that kind of stuff. But I ended up just being proper ass to him because there's only so much attention you can give a child when you're also trying to focus on something else. And I find this as a parent, when I raise my voice it's to my kids, it's more often than not because I'm trying to do something else, and the noise that they're doing is like the noise your kids make when they're trying to get your attention is a frequency that only impacts your own personal brainwaves. And what it's like putting a magnet next to a telly. Is what it's like having your kids near you when you're trying to accomplish anything. So no, I've not been too bad so far because obviously I've been out for the count for the first kind of 2 weeks of this. But I've seen when we've already had it. Your kids have already tried to break into the room while we've been trying to record this. And I know what really annoyed you is you very specifically said, like, I'm doing this. Everyone leave me alone for this period of time, and that makes it even worse because kids they do what they want.
They do, mate. It's depression, to be honest with you. But like, I even got to the point last week where this is now 2.5 weeks I've been working at home. So it like 1 week of that Robin was in school, 1 week Lyra was here in the mornings with me before nursery. That was the best week we've had. The second week they were both here, but Kat's not well, as you know. So that's just been tough. She's still not really changed, but she's able to help a little bit more during the daytimes and stuff, which has been a bit of a godsend, to be honest with you. And then as far as I've tried loads of different strategies because I'm a strategist at heart, Machen, as you well know. So my first strategy was, right, okay, think this through. What are you going to do? Right, you're going to create an area of the house where they're not allowed sound. Sounds dead easy. It's not dead easy at all. So what I'll do is, when I'm working in the dining room or I'm working in the living room, come and talk to me. That's fine. But when I go upstairs into the bunker, then that's daddy's space. Okay.
This is like...
That was like giving them a target for a heat-seeking missile. That was like, what are you doing? No, where are you?
Challenge accepted.
Should we go and check where he is? He's in there. Should we see? And then it's like, Lyra. And you hear them whispering outside the door. Lyra. Because Robin's the ringleader because she's the oldest. Let's see if Daddy notices us. Because I'm a strategist, I've set my desk up halfway through the room. So if they walk into the room, I have a little bit of time where I could maybe mute my microphone and then scream at them and tell them to get out the room before they jump onto camera. But then what I do is I'm looking and I can see that the door handle's quite high. It's just in Robin's reach. So I see it shaking around a little bit first, so you can hear it. And then the door opens, and then they crawl in with a big smile on the face, and then they're like, and then they run back. And I've seen them, and I'm like raging with them. But I'm also in a boss game of hide and seek with my kids, so I can't be too angry.
Yeah. Yeah, you've done it. The setup you've got, and I think whether this is by choice or by circumstance, of not having the door in shot is a genius move, because we've all seen that the BBC fella who had the baby come in and being lashed out. That problem I've got with my setup at home, and this is the thing that people don't realise. Like, some people are made up to be working from home. Absolutely made up. For me, like, working from home was my first stage to building all the things that we've built. I hate it. Can't stand it, because for me it's like, I always remember a story about when Simon Cowell it all went tits up for him, and he basically ended up back in his mum and dad's house, and that's what it feels like, because I'm not even back in my original office, because that's now my daughter's bedroom. I'm now in my son's bedroom with, again, there's the door right in the back, because nowhere else, because he's the only one who's got a desk in the house. I could do it I've got the dining room table, except the kitchen's open plan, so that's like the biggest room in the whole house that I would be taking out just to be involved in that room while they're awake. There's nowhere else that's got a flat surface that isn't covered in shite for me that I can work. So I've got him based in his room, and I'm on a countdown, Chris. I'm on a countdown to one of them moments where just one of them just decides that they're just gonna pop in behind. Because I had it, because I did a video on my channel when I first got sick, just kind of like doing an update and talking about being in lockdown and what have you. And Jack just come in, and it's that moment of like, how long can I keep this up for? It was fun and it was great, and I had a little chat with him, and then he doesn't get that, like, he's still on camera and there's a purpose to what you're trying to do on camera, and he's just, so there's a wonderful, like, crossfades in the middle of it, and I just go, anyway, he's just gone on to do what he was doing, when it was like, right, phone down, get out, what are you doing? You're breaking protocol, you're breaking filming protocol. Yeah, bless him, because he doesn't get it yet. He's desperate to get it, but he doesn't get it.
They don't. I was doing a podcast yesterday with Kenny Dalglish and Paul Dalglish and Eddie Gibbs from Anfield Index, and Robin came bursting into the room, but because of that warning sign of the shaky door handle,
it's like Jurassic Park with the cup of water, isn't it? It's what you've got.
Mate, that's exactly what it's like. But the desk starts shaking, and I'm like, and the eyes start flickering up at the door. Like, I mean, we were doing one yesterday for Redmen, and Ross noticed, because I kept, like, looking up at the door handle, like, and he's laughing his head off because he's seen me do it last week as well, and he's like, I know what that is, the kids are coming in. I'm like, shit, the kids are coming in, right, how do I stop this? But, like, the other day, I was working here, and this desk is so old, right, that I'm going to take a photo of it for you, because you can probably put it in. So this desk is so old that it's got a drawer. Look, can you see that, Mike?
Yeah,
right, the mic is
keyboard,
okay.
A keyboard
it's
drawer.
a keyboard drawer. So I was working on the drawer the other day. I've lowered the chair down for some reason. I think I was just bored and needed something to do other than get a chocolate hobnob. So I pulled the drawer out. I was working on it, and then all of a sudden I kind of looked up, because I've got a one-track mind. Like, it's the definition of it. I can work on one thing at a time, and that's it. And I give all my energies to that one thing. And I didn't notice Robin had come into the room. And then I looked around, and there was like a small tripod on one corner of the desk. There was something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was a laptop on the other corner of the desk, and a towel hanging down off the back. And I'm like, fuck's going on here? Like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at it, it's fucking weird. Anyway, they're not there, sounds. And I got up and I slammed the drawer. And Robin was underneath my desk. She'd made a fucking tent and she'd thrown the towel down as a tent. And I'd slammed her head with the drawer. And she'd come out. She's like, ah! I was like, what? And she like fucking comes out, her lip bleeding. And like, there's about 20 Barbie dolls under there with her. And there was like clothes on the thing. And I was like, oh, babe, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were there because I just saw the towel and was like, oh, what's going on? Lifted up, slammed the door. Ah!
Brilliant. Well, the good thing about that, use it to mop up the blood. Perfect. It's like she knew. We had this conversation, didn't we, before when we did the early days of this, about how like vlogs and videos and working from home was just going to be like a documentary of child abuse, and you're like, wow, no, not while I'm editing, Paul. You're allowed to do that. It's like there isn't visual this could just be a joke. Anyone who listens to Adam Rose podcast, anyone who listens to stand-up comedians, they just make shit up. They're just liars, basically, for comedic effect. Let's leave that one open-ended. Did Chris really smash a sliding keyboard drawer/shelf/ desk
it's just
into his daughter's face?
So we were playing the other night, and she was just. You play rough though, you know, you mess around and you tickle them and all that type of stuff, and I'm always the monster and they're always trying to get away, and it's a repetitive game. I'm not sure how the scoring system works and I'm not sure when the game ends, but it is what it is. We play it every day for hours. And Robin, I was lying on the floor and Lyra had come in with an elbow drop of some, no, knee drop it was, a knee drop to the stomach, and you know, they for
small people,
for small people, for little people that don't know what a penis is, right? They seem to know exactly where the penis is a lot, right? Don't they though?
Honestly, like I get, there was a point as a child.
It's like so let me finish this. So Lyra's just knee dropped me in the bollocks, and then I open my eyes to see a small foot coming down on my face, right? So Robin's now smashed her foot into my face to the point where she's cut my nose where the glasses go into it. Yeah. And all it needed was it to walk off and go, that's for slamming me face in a drawer.
And that's the bottom line. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, they know what they do, the brutal kids are absolutely brutal. So I, not quite the same, but I posted on Instagram that I was feeling a bit better and I was playing with the kids in the garden. And I was playing with Penny, my daughter, and we were running around like the play area of the garden, which is fine, absolutely fine, playing tick or whatever. And I started to run away from her, and she's gotten quite nippy over a few yards. Like she's little, she's got a low centre of gravity. She's not a baby anymore, so she's actually gotten a little bit more rapid than I remember her being. So I really had to pour the afterburners on as I turned the corner around the bottom of the slide. But unfortunately, we've got like. You'll know, Chris, but of course, but for the viewers watching at home, we used to have a pond. This makes me sound like the most middle-class person ever. It's not that big a house, just happened to have a pond. Down
at the end of the garden, though, Paul. This was the second garden, people, for anyone thinking, oh, the play area, the pond, down the end of the garden with the Poddington peas. Lovely it was.
I do live in Dovecot, just to clarify this. Yeah, so we put some plywood down over it, and there's some like paving slabs gone down. And then we put a load of like bark and stuff to make it a little bit more soft. Yeah,
when you say we put it all down,
don't be daft. It wasn't me, Chris. We all know it was.
Who was it?
It was my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law. No, I don't do any manual labour around our house. Now that is middle class for you. But I didn't realise there were paving slabs down because I just thought it was just soft, generally soft shit. Oh no. So as I come pelting away from it, and it's a very, it's quite a compact area, so I've got to have a very tight turning circle, and I turned round the slide, and my foot absolutely went from under me, and I landed knee first on what was a concrete slab underneath, and immediately, now we had the conversation last week about how I'm a horrible human being, and how I'm the worst person to have around in this situation. Mercifully, my daughter, although she's about 35% evil, she doesn't seem to possess this fear. She saw the look of pain on my face etched across Daddy's face, saw the tears welling, and the noise that was a bit akin to the Peter Griffin falling down and doing that.
Yeah.
but it was weird. I was like, and I kind of rolled over, and I put this photo on Instagram of like my skinned knee, which was like, this story makes it sound like, oh my God, you massive fanny, you got a bit of a skinned knee. Like, I don't know if it's weird me putting a video clip in, but my whole, all round my knee now is yellow, and all the way down the front of my shin. I haven't had a bruise like that since I used to play 11-a-side footy, and you're playing goal and you get crunched by someone. My knee has been absolutely fucked for like 4 days. I can't put any weight on it, so I can't kneel down. And this is all from just like a random game. You know, you do a harmless thing, try to be a good thing, try to be a good parent, try to make sure your kids get exercise, try to engage with them. And this is the thanks I get, is essentially a broken kneecap. No thanks.
When was this?
Oh God, probably Friday or something, maybe.
Oh, when you were still off work, running around the garden, were you, mate? Oh, was that the day after you? I've got coronavirus video went out and went viral. Was it? Yeah. Oh, lovely. And you're there running around the garden, happy as Larry, chasing your daughter around, getting skin knees.
Yeah, it's true. yeah, it was good. By comparison to having to talk about when will the Premier League come back on another Redmen news show, I actually think I would prefer to have a smash kneecap. Also, my God, I did a video on this about like the football thing and where the footy's important on my channel yesterday. But I think it's mad, isn't it? Because I get it. Like there's nothing to talk about in footy anymore. I'm so bored. The news cycle is now someone relatively important says everything should be voided. And then a couple of days, like a journalist will react and go, that's a bit stupid. And then a journalist will do a think piece on why football can't be voided and this is what should be happening to it. And everyone goes, oh, right. And everyone who doesn't want it voided breathes a sigh of relief. And everyone who wants it voided gets up in arms for a few days. And then it just flips. And then someone will do this and there'll be the opposite reaction and stuff. So it's just a constant cycle of never-ending misery of whichever outcome you want from it. It being dangled in front of you and then fucking pulled away and smacked around your face.
I get really infuriated with this, and it's because, and I didn't say this first. I can't remember if I saw it somewhere on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Is experts don't definitively say something. Experts talk like, this could happen. We think this may happen. This is the most likely thing. But what happens on Twitter is, this is the reason why. Right? Yeah. And then, so you can spot an expert a mile off. And guess what? There's no expert on Twitter. None whatsoever. And there's no one who knows what's going to happen.
There are just people with slightly more degrees of insight.
Yeah, but what's it all for? Yeah. For them to be able to say, I told you. You mean you guessed right, mate? Well done. What do you want? It was a 1 in 2 chance. It either got null and voided or didn't. And you now get to go round. It's like the Lucas Leiva haters. I told you. Mate, it was 10 years ago. Let it go. Yep. You know what I mean? He had a good career for us. Oh, but he had one shit game. I told you. Nah, mate, just shut your face until you're ready to be told what's going to happen. Because you telling me whether this is going to happen or not is fucking irrelevant. And Johnny from down the fucking road there doesn't know how football's going to end this season or if it's going to end. So shut your fucking face and wait for the FA and the Premier League and UEFA to pull the cock out of their arse for 1 second and actually work out what they're going to do with football.
No, 100%. This is the thing though, isn't it? Is that because that way of talking is typical out of season talk. So that's how people who, you know, because that's how you talk about transfers. You say this, you speak with absolute certainty, and you say like, this is, you know, this deal's done, this is all this kind of stuff. Like, and it's a lot of that similar way of talk. People talk in football in absolute. It's mad, and the problem is that, and then what you've got, and I'll be honest, I'll phrase this carefully, and I trust the people watching at home know as well, love to know what I'm kind of driving at here without it being wishing to offend. The worst people adding into all this are like, well, you've got to consider people's health first. It's like, yeah, no shit. No fucking shit. The fucking, like, the safety brigade who are out going like, whoa, you can't be talking about football and pastimes at a time like this. There's people dying. I'm like, yeah, we know. I genuinely know it's a fucking terrifying world that we live in right now. But like,
it's called escapism for a start.
Oh my God,
and was there any need to put a high vis jacket on to take that tweet your bell end?
Honestly, fucking health and safety wankers. Give it a fucking rest.
Honey, get me my hard hat. We've got someone talking about the football again.
No, honestly, but no, genuinely, like, but this is the problem. We've got a bunch. It goes back to your Twitter experts thing. We've now got everyone's read everything there is to read on coronavirus and the world and everything around it. So we're all experts, but we're only experts we're only book experts to some degree, and there's varying degrees of people who've had. You can't be a true expert, but you can have a relative degree of experience. And what gets me
you can have exposure. You can have exposure.
Literal exactly. You can have you can have your opinion coloured by the circumstances that you're in, and that's just life in general, of course. But it is mad the amount of people who have become de facto experts, who are going around. It's like it's the cancel culture thing going for coronavirus. It's people policing people online. Like, stopped. I mean, this is how fucking Brexit happened, by the way. It's loads of people online with no control over this, trying to tell people off for living their way. Stop being. I mean, look, I get it. It's like this whole, like, we're all in this together, and we all are. And as long as you're taking care of yourself and you're taking care of the things that within your immediate grasp, then you've got to there's a degree to which you have to switch off to what everyone else is doing. If people don't want to take it seriously, I'm dead sorry that you're taking it seriously and other people aren't, but it's not your job to stop them from doing it. And another government are trying to get, like, grass your neighbours up. And I mean, you're on dodgy territory when you get into all that. I mean, it's like the most, given that the fucking Tories are terrified of socialists and communists, it's all getting a little bit, it's all starting to turn a little bit like that.
This is what happens. It's why capitalism doesn't work, Paul. We know this. We know this already. Whenever anything happens, socialism is what comes to the forefront, and communism, because it works, because it's actually got a chance when the shit hits the fan, they turn to it. There's a reason, because it actually does fucking work. And it's like look. I know we're talking about experts, and I'm saying people don't talk in absolutes. But the government keeps saying that if you've got a cough or if you've got a fever, don't go into work and self-isolate, right? And I was looking at a study this morning from King's College London that says from 400,000 people, 10% have suffered from a fever. 18% have suffered from a loss of sense of smell or taste. 28% of shortness of breath, 29% of persistent cough, 53% said they were fatigued or tired. Why are they telling us that it's a fever and a fucking persistent cough when only 10% of people have had the fever? Kat, who's ill, is one of the near 20% of people who've lost the smell and taste. She phoned up 111 and they went, no, it's only a fever or a cough, stay in. So she went into work. And then they reported it on the news that might be a symptom. So she went to her boss rather than 111, and her boss went, go home and quarantine.
And
are they still trying for herd immunity?
No, this is the mad thing about it. Because I was saying, I said this. The stuff that people aren't being told, and people are starting to work it out, and I'm lucky, and we talk about the bubble on social media all the time. I think I've got quite an educated bubble of people on social media that I follow, so I trust a lot of the opinions and thoughts that I get through it. But so like David Maddock of the Mirror's been talking a lot about this, and I messaged him because he was talking about this the testing thing and all that kind of stuff. There's so many mad things happening, and people saying to me, people are desperate to say to me, have you been tested? Have you been tested? And again, this goes back to like the corona police online, because I think some people want me to be faking. Some people wanted the whole thing not to exist.
You got views though, lad, no wonder.
No, honestly, mate. But honestly, people.
Yeah, he just nearly died for 300,000 views, mate. He'd have preferred the fucking Liverpool vlog against Atletico Madrid. Trust me.
Genuinely would have preferred whatever shit Crystal Palace I think we were meant to be playing, or whatever it would have been, with the title won, so nothing to play for, and the no views. But like, there's again, this Twitter, people trying to say, here's what you should be doing and blah, blah, blah. The thing that's most shocking takeaway from this is that, like, my sister got tested, and she was told to isolate. So she's isolated with my mum and dad, and I had all the same symptoms as her, so I was isolated as well, and I'm sharing a house.
And she got tested positive.
She was tested positive, yeah. But they won't. I asked for a test, and they basically said, you've got it, there's no need, you've got the symptoms, you just need to stay at home and get well. You're not so ill that you need to go into hospital, so it doesn't matter how bad you feel. And I did felt horrendous. Like, and in normal circumstances, I'd have absolutely gone to hospital, but they basically said, unless you can't form sentences, you're just gonna have to get on with it. So, but it's this whole thing.
You nearly couldn't form a sentence then, Paul. I was starting to get worried for you. Unless you can't form sentences.
Yeah. Honestly, everyone reckons John Bishop has got it constantly, because that's just his speech pattern. Drives me mad. But yeah, so it's this like how many people have actually got it thing, and I wonder why. They're meant to be ramping testing up. It's not going up anywhere near as quickly as people are hoping for. There's no where these antibody tests, and it comes to the point where you can't help but think conspiracy theory, because are they just trying to keep the numbers down so it looks better than it is? Because people are seeing the death numbers, and the death numbers are starting to mount up massively, and they're horrendous. But in terms of the contracted case site, there's still people going, well, it's only X number of people globally who've got it. That's not the case at all. No, based on the symptoms, we'll never know, and this is the problem. So I can't say this with absolute certainty, which goes back to the problem with the whole situation, is I never received an actual test, so I wasn't one of the figures. My wife's had no sense of smell and taste now for a week. She's been up and down. She's been absolutely wiped out. My kids have had fevers on and off at times during the time. In close proximity to me, odds are they've had some form of it. My cousin, who I was with the weekend before, and he's gone down with it as well. My sister had it. My mum and dad, who were in close, but my dad's now not well. They've probably had some variation on it. So I know one person who's been tested, and quite likely 8 other people who've more than likely contracted the virus off the back of it, and they're not on the any records anyway.
I know, including some of those people, I know 13 or 14 people, and 2 of them have been tested. One's my wife, who hasn't had the results yet, so I don't know whether she's on that list. One is your sister. So there's, for every one person that I know who's been tested, there's about 10 people that I know that haven't, which is frightening. And these aren't 10 people that are going to probably come back negative. These are 10 people that are probably going to come back positive with it. And that's the thing. You know, I think now we're in a position whereby there won't be as many negatives coming back as there were first, because there was a fear of what is happening to me when people were sick. That flu season's actually ending now.
Yeah.
So that if people are coming down with something, it is actually more likely to this. And because people know the symptoms and know what they've been doing and are just more aware and heightened to it all, most people who go for a test will probably come back positive because they know that they've got it. It's why they're there, which is a scary, scary thing.
Yeah, and that's where they're talking about that, like this peak or whatever. That's just that's gonna happen. They're trying to flatten it, but also it's going to happen by more testing. The more people you test, the more cases are going to go up. So and that's why I wonder why they're delaying the tests to some extent, in the hope that the death figures start to level out a bit, so they can have a win on this. Because again, you're seeing it with Trump in America. He's desperate to open the country again. He's desperett because, of course,
not this morning.
Well, really, he's a businessman, isn't he?
He's admitted now. He's come out and admitted that they're in the shit. I mean, what a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? He's got to the point where Boris Johnson was, you know, when he came out in the newspaper and said we're going to lose our loved ones. He's got to that point now this morning.
Yeah, great. But it's mad, isn't it? You know, like,
at least he stopped blaming 5G anyway.
Yeah, oh God, those absolute melts out there. I'm not saying 5G is good. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I haven't done radiation tests on the local environment and all that kind of stuff, and I know some people have. And
I'm sure Johnny from down the street, though.
No, I know exactly, and I'm sure there's some people
on the bus stops.
No, 5G danger. It might be. I've got no idea, but it's probably not. It doesn't help that those like spray paints and things cropped up in the months leading up to it. I mean, the only other thing that people are probably going to end up blaming is the maybes, because that's
Or Man Get Out, if you've seen the
Oh
Man
my
Get Out
God.
one.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
underside of the flyover.
Sign Misson. They're very niche Liverpool jokes, by the way.
See,
so
I always thought Sign Misson was a church.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is
No
it?
idea. People are going to... Oh, okay, just to clarify, just to give this a joke some outside of Liverpool context, Banksy. People are blaming people, you know, like because he painted things on walls. But yeah, basically, there's been these like 5G danger things been painted. It's the park by ours. The sign out there's got to paint on loads of like cable boxes and stuff. And because that's
Sorry, you're not getting 5G round there, lad. Anyway,
honestly,
they'll be fine round there.
I've been honest. I upgraded my phone contract a couple of months ago and swerved to 5G because you can't be too careful, and also it costs too much money for too little data. But that's by the by. I've said, and I still got it. So. You know what I mean? There you go. Or did I? Conspiracy theorists. Maybe it was all for the views. No, because the whole thing's mad. The whole thing is absolutely mad. But I actually, I think it was the Echo journalist Keith O'Neill put the tweet about this, about like what's the sentence you've said most during this. I think I've just said it about 5 times. It's mad all this, isn't it?
Yeah, and mine's go away.
Step back.
Robin, just go away, please.
Just shut the door and go away. Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's funny, isn't it? You know what's the one?
I know
thing
you can't have pudding. Have some fruit, for fuck's sakes.
Just eat fruit. That's the second. The first thing is the first response is no, you can't have anything. The second response is you can have some fruit if you want. To which they always respond, no, I don't want fruit. And then they go,
Does a bourbon count?
Well, I've already gone from, in the space of 30 seconds, I've gone from the answer's a hard no to you can have some fruit, which is only hop, skip and a jump away from you can have a biscuit, which is so far away from you can have basically empty the contents of the cupboards into your faces as long as you leave me alone. That's parenting 101 at this point.
They once got a box of chocolates out of me from that scenario. No, all the way through to a box of Christmas chocolates.
Fantastic. That's amazing.
Mate.
You know what's one thing that's getting me at the minute, and I get this because obviously Charlie's a teacher and she's not well at the moment, so she's not in work at the minute, which is going to be a whole new kettle of fish for us to all deal with when that happens and your wife goes back to work. This may be the two Maych X2 Pajak podcasts. 3 Pajak, 3 Maych 3. Yeah, you get. I'm saying the kids are going to be on the podcast. I've overcomplicated that, Chris. Let's move on.
Okay.
One of these things that's getting me, and because women are, I think, are slightly more sensitive to this.
And friends
mothers
would have done, and family maybe.
Yeah, and family. Yeah, Maych Pajak, the Maych and Pajak family podcast. Is the
I think
pressures?
we're winning there.
Yeah, absolutely. The pressures, anyway, that mothers in particular, because I think they're slightly more sensitive. I'm not saying dads aren't sensitive to these things, because we are, but mums are more sensitive to this, of this homeschooling shit, of how, like, through social media, and homeschooling your kids has become the new, like, posh holiday photos, or anything, you know, if you only ever post the best of yourself on social media.
No,
so, what?
No, I don't.
Really?
Like, look at the state of my face, Paul, and tell me that this is the best of me.
Okay, the general the general public. People don't post, you post your no makeup selfies, you especially, on Instagram, but you don't. You get the best possible photo you can have of yourself without that. You very rarely put things out deliberately if you're looking horrendous. It's just how it is. It's why we still showering.
For me, that would be my face of shame after I've done a disgusting poo.
Yeah.
Yeah, which looks proper shame. Like you look at it and go, "Fuck, that's disgusting." Man. I genuinely can't believe that came out of me.
The paint's peeling.
And then just like, that's my Instagram photo.
Yeah, just take a photo. Well, like, no one takes a photo of the poo and puts it on Instagram. Is the point. But what we're getting is this homeschooling thing. Is that everyone's posting an example of a good thing they did with the kids, and I've done this. Like, here's me playing Jenga with the kids, and here's me doing this with the kids. Here's the fun moments. But when you work it out, and I had to work it off myself, because I was like, if I just had a camera follow me around for the day, like, the unedited footage of that would be like, there's a lot of raised voices in that, in that unbroken footage. But these are the pressures of social media. And
so
I think
you couldn't listen with headphones in, is what you're trying to tell me?
No, God, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. And not without reporting us to social services, probably.
But there's the thing. I know about all this, and I agree with you. Like, I think most people do it. I try not to, and maybe on Instagram, maybe actually I don't do a good enough job. But I sit here and I get it out that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you do exactly the same, because we talk about the realness of life here. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel, maybe I should do a better job on Instagram of doing it. Because maybe not everyone who sees my Instagram or whatever, but I talk about the realness of it here. And that's my escape. It's my, like, I feel good talking to you. And partly because I'm really stupid. Partly because I forget that people fucking watch this shit, Paul. So sometimes I just genuinely think it's just me and you talking. And you'd think after 10 years you'd realise that, but you don't. Or I don't anyway. I'll talk to myself.
Oh, Chris, you're looking, all of a sudden looking really sharp.
I know,
Can't imagine why that would have happened from a technical perspective.
A camera's battery didn't run out 15 minutes before we realised. It definitely didn't happen, that, Paul. So we definitely didn't think that would happen, and therefore recorded the Skype conversation. We definitely didn't do that. I feel like that's a win to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, here's an important lesson for everyone watching at home.
We don't know what we're doing.
This is obviously very much a visual gag for people who are on the YouTube channel rather than the podcast list, so I apologise. Basically, yes, the camera battery died. We used to do this shit all the time. We've been doing this for 10 years. We are professionals, Chris. We are professional videographers.
Yes.
No, I mean, like we are. Like, there's almost an argument that the amount of hours we put in, they say it's like 10,000 hours to become world class at something. There's a case that we've at least put the hours in to be world class.
Really? It's 10,000 hours? I think we may be the greatest ever. Never mind just world class. We're Messi levels and we're this bad. Sometimes you just got to rely on pure talent like Lionel Messi, and I think that's where we come off.
I think so. Also notable once again that it's the first podcast we've done without any of the production team with us, and it could have gone better. I mean, anyway,
to be fair, like the camera, the screen doesn't turn around on it. It doesn't have a red light to tell me it's recording. Its battery ran out after a measly 31 minutes of record time. Absolutely pathetic, to be honest with you. So I blame the person who bought the camera. So who was that? Was that Tom? Was that Matt? Was it Si? Who was that, Paul?
That's my bad. That is my bad. Yeah, that's true. It's absolutely my fault.
World-class deflecting. It's pathetic, mate.
Pathetic.
Here's the thing, right? Why? The battery's like, it's about that big. It's a bit smaller, in fact. It's probably the same size as your phone battery. And your phone battery, thinner and longer, right, we're talking 10 hours. 10 hours. And record time, easily over an hour. Yeah. This watch battery goes 24 hours. Yeah. Right? It's a smartwatch. It knows what it's made for, the product that it's in. Yeah. The camera recording things doesn't last more than 35 minutes. Why is that? Do you know
what the problem is, Chris? Is that also that camera is you can't change the battery without taking it off the tripod.
Oh,
moreover,
it's irritating, and you can't. The SD card's in the same place, Paul.
And moreover, there's no method, and this is a fault of cameras, that you can't put a new battery in without taking the old battery out. So there's no way to chain battery it. Shocking, absolutely shocking. Anyway, we digress. For those of you who are well into the flow of the conversation, it's not like we've just had a 2-hour gap between this bit and that bit, but here you go. What I was going to say on the Instagram thing lastly, and about just for the note for people about the things that we put out there and how we project a better version of ourselves and what have you, is this idea that of the 8, let's say there's an 8-hour day, and there isn't, because the kids are, they run riot from whatever time it is they wake up in the morning. I might post an image or a quick video clip of something of them playing a game, and even if I posted the full thing, which I don't. Like, I'm posting highlights from a section that might have taken an hour. What neither of us is doing, and what no parent will ever do in this period, is post photos of their kids sat watching Netflix, which, let's be fucking honest, Chris, is what the vast majority of kids are doing for the vast majority of their time. In lockdown.
Incorrect.
Go on, Disney Plus.
It's YouTube. It's fucking YouTube.
Yeah, your kid's looking square-eyed at a streaming service. Admit it at home. If you're a parent, you're doing it, and there's no shame in it. Provided you make provided you wash them and clean them. That's the same thing, right. And you also feed them. Just to clarify. As long as you're taking care of their needs.
Here's how bad it's got in our house, right? Lyra, she's only 3. She has some problems with pronunciation of words to the point where she can't really say her sister's name properly. She says wobbin. It's not an issue. It's not a big issue at all. But it's her sister's name. She can say wobbin. When she plays with her dolls, she can talk in a perfectly fluid American fucking accent because she watches that much American YouTube. It's flawless. Absolutely flawless. She's like, hey girls, hey guys, let's go on. And you're like, oh my God, you can't even say your sister's name. What are you doing?
My kids, Jack's not too bad, but because I think I do a lot of the accent thing, and he does dip into the American accents and stuff, and I always wind him up about it. But Penny has got the most mad accents because she's a little Scouser, which is like, which at that age I wasn't particularly, and she's got little like little Scousisms, but then she's also got this like posh A thing, so like, and she does it in wrong places. So instead of saying, she says massive is a new word, but she says massive, which is not even right. Massive. It's massive. It's like, babe, it's massive. It's massive. It's a garage. And it's a massive garage. It's not. I don't have a massive garage. I'm not that middle class.
No.
But
you've got a pond
there you go. It's a
down at the end of your garden, though.
Absolutely, yeah. My pot and shed. So yeah, no, it is. That's right. That kid's picking up those American accents and stuff of it is fucking weird. But anyway, one of the points I'm driving at is that don't beat yourselves up too much. About the realities haven't changed. People still lie on social media. People still make themselves seem cooler than they are on social media. None of us are cool. None of us have got a grip on this shit in any way, shape or form. We're all floundering, desperately trying to get our way through it. And the worst thing is we get through every day and you go, like that was a good day. And then you're like, I've got to do it again tomorrow. It's like, there's no respite. There's no, I'm living for the weekend. Because what's a weekend? Weekends have gone. Someone deleted weekends, Chris.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, here's the thing. You might say to me, how do you know it was the weekend? The footy was on. Yeah. So as soon as the footy goes down, even whether I'm locked in my house or not, I didn't know whether it was a weekend anymore. Yeah. And European games were just an added little bonus in the middle of my week. It was like I had 2 weekends essentially, and now I've got no weekends, and I'm trapped in my house and I can't go out, and I'm saying hello to people who are dropping food off out of a window. And it's annoying, and I'm not built for this. Like, people, we were doing a show the other day, weren't we? And everyone was like, well, what are your quarantine tips? I haven't got any. I've not got a grip on this part of my life right now. I'm struggling massively with it all because I've got a sick wife. I've got 2 kids who are just...
microphone issues.
Absolutely hilarious. I've got a set that's falling apart. I've got cameras that have no batteries. I've got a pathetic attempt at fucking a goatee.
I genuinely ask you the question, were you growing a goatee? Because it does look very goatee-ish. I'm quite proud of you.
It's a goatee. It's an attempt at a goatee. But here's the thing, and I'm going to purge it as well while I'm here.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Let's purge. The purge. So, what are you purging? Your microphone pop shield.
The phone pop shield, but most importantly my facial hair. I'm going to look directly at the camera for this because I think it's massively important, because I need you to know that I look like a little bit of a hairy scrotum right now. Okay? I need you to know that, but I also needed to know for my own sanity whether this would happen. Now I have come to the conclusion, together with my wife, that it's not happening. And when I say together with my wife, is I've been told I've got till this weekend. And if it's not grown by this weekend, it's coming off. And I am a man that's so far under the thumb, I'll be doing exactly that. And I'm fine with that. I am the person that I am, and I know who I am. So for me, I've talked about it for years, about how I've laughed and joked about how I can't grow a beard. I've already given up on the fact that I could ever grow a beard because I can't, which is why I'm attempting to grow a goatee right now. But come this weekend, that will be 3 weeks. This is close to 3 weeks. I'm 37 fucking years old, Paul. This is pathetic.
Can I ask you? Because I posed this to you the other day. Are you going to try and grow your hair out one last time?
I am.
Why not? Do it.
Well, look, now's the time, because this is the point. I've always wondered whether I actually can, and I've known deep down that I can't. You know what I mean? But now I've been given the opportunity to at least attempt it without having to speak to people. Now, the problem I've got without having to speak to people is that I speak to thousands of people on a daily basis. It's just one way. But as I told you earlier on in the show and earlier on today, I'm a dickhead and I'm very stupid. So I forget that I'm talking to people. So it's fine. As long as people aren't taking the piss to my face, I can deal with that. As long as you just do it on the internet, that's fine by me.
Absolutely spot on. Yeah, no, it's fine. No, I remember me cousin's husband back in the day, now ex-husband, he had this one last hurrah with his hair. He was proper bald. And he grew it out, and he had this mad, like, long mane at the back. He would never be that bad. I think you could have one last. It's like one last game, one last hurrah. What I don't buy into, and one of the things what I'd like to purge, is people who have bought. Like, I don't buy. It's thinning slightly. I think you're fine. It's just at the back at the top. I see it, but the average person won't see it, Chris, because you're of above average height.
The problem I've got is I'm doing the cooking videos. So on the cooking videos, I'm quite often looking down, so I'm editing it, and I'm like, "Oh, you bald bastard!"
Yeah, the only issue is, of course, is I am significantly taller than you, so I've seen this coming over the horizon, as it were, for quite some time. But it's fine. I don't love you any less. What I want to page is that we're pretty much, we're all in lockdown now. We're all dealing with things in our own way, but it's the people who've gone, to use the expression, and I hope this is still a fine expression to use, but which is like gone native, and it's normally people who like go back to their roots and that, like, like who live off the land, those kind of people who embrace these situations. It's the people who've shaved their heads after they've been in lockdown for a week, and they've gone, I'm just shave my head, that'll sort the problem. Just hang on a bit, honestly, just hold your horses. It's like, oh my God, it's like the people who've gone, like, in the first week, they've gone to the back of the freezer and they've pulled out that bag of garden peas that has been in there since like 2018, and they're like, oh, garden peas, because I need to eat what I've got to survive. It's like, if you try, you'll probably get an Asda home delivery slot, or you'll probably be able to find some solution to it. Just keep you cool on this. But yeah, the people who've gone, I'm in lockdown. What do I do? Bzzz. just fucking
Paul,
chill out.
It's not that they're panicked. It's that they're bored, I think.
Yeah,
they've just got nothing else to do. It's like,
They've ran out of like what social media things.
Yeah.
So they've done the keep you ups. They've run out of bog roll to keep you up with. They've run out of tea bags to kick into cups. They've run out of, like, there's that guy who this morning who was running a marathon in his back garden. They can't. That's off because he's done that now. And they've gone, what else is there? What's the new trend I can just do to keep myself occupied?
The only thing I can think is to go running at 8 o'clock on a Thursday.
Sure.
Because you look, if everyone's clapping the NHS, it'd make you feel great, wouldn't it? Like, that's like the only thing I can think of. It's like,
I'd be playing Chariots of Fire.
That's the type of encouragement I needed, lads. Cheers.
Yeah,
see you later.
Yeah, running as the clap of the NHS. Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe that's what it'd be. That's like the new selfish levels. Well, yeah, just because you'd have that thousands to take to it, and then you'd have that reaction to all these selfish gobshites who are going out for a round of applause that they haven't earned. I would recommend, if anyone wants to do that, if anyone wants to go for a run or some sort of wrestling entrance maneuver whilst people are out clapping the NHS or something, just be that prick, because we'll just do it for our enjoyment, if nothing else, and send it in. Send it to Pajak@gmail.com.
Can you do us a favour? And we'll do this socially distant, and we'll pretend it's essential travel. It will have to be essential travel. You can't. There's no pretending on this. I'll take that back. But for the rest of this joke, right? You come over with some toilet roll, and we'll make a finish line. We'll tie it between two gardens at the end of a street or something, and I'll come flying in. Everyone will be applauding, and I'll run through the tissue roll, and then just for shits and giggles, I'll throw a bag of pasta up in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it. Yeah, some confetti, whatever. Make sure the birds don't eat it. It's fine. It's all good. Make sure it's biodegradable. What your pasta? I mean, the pasta is probably
Why not?
Yeah. Fine. I think it's a great idea. I think we should all be doing it, and you should all be sending it in to us. But no, what I love at the moment is that we've been in this world where Andy Warhol was right about the whole everyone's going to be famous for 15 minutes, and Twitter has exacerbated that, which is why there's like the joke about your second threaded tweet being to promote your SoundCloud. But this lockdown is just sped that process up. It's like people have put social media trends on fast forward, like 100 speed, and we're bearing through these really, really quickly. Like that toilet roll one, there's probably still people still doing it, but it's not like it's done now. It's at its day, and it was only there for a week, but it feels like it was around for a year because we've all checked our phones 1,000 times more than we would have done. So I'm bang up for, like, people need to invent some social media trends. I'm going to purge the people who've panic done this in the short term in this, because look, we could be in this for the long haul, so chill your beans. By all means, do some keepy-ups, and by all means, kick tea bags and whatever else there is. By all means, get all your family together and do a really cringe-worthy song that has the titles around COVID-19 in, like a remix version of stuff. They're great, but don't go mad. Don't lose the plot. You're a long time lockdown. That's all I'll say.
I think it's hilarious. I love it. Like it's baffling and it's mad and it's crazy, because just being serious for a minute, you've just got to like create your own little corner of happiness, whether you're in lockdown or not.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the point, and if you can do that, you've won. And
that's been the hardest thing for me, is that like I had 2 weeks in quarantine, probably like 10 of that where I couldn't get out of bed, and I was beating myself up. For me, it was hard, and it's weird because there's lots of people going through much harder things, by the way. Add our COVID caveats, which might be a thing for the next couple of months. There's people on wards dying of it, so by comparison I'd rather be me, all told. But like that thing of when you're seeing all these people doing stuff and making the most of isolation and taking part in trends, and all these people starting new YouTube series up. You're doing your cooking stuff, and like James Alcott's doing his football manager series and all this stuff, and it's dead hard for me because I love doing stuff. I love being active. I love making things. I love putting it out in the world. I love making stuff for other people to see and do, and that's been so hard to do, and it was making me worse for ages. There was days where I'm like stressing out about not being able to do stuff, and it's like just stop. That'll come at some point in the future, and that's what you've got. It made me realise ultimately when the time I got to the end of it was like there's only so much you can do. And that's whether you've got the virus or whether you've not got the virus. There's only so much you can do on a day-to-day basis. You can't be responsible for much more ultimately than your happiness, and to the best of your ability, the happiness of the people you're in lockdown or in contact with. And if you can get that, which if anyone's got the key to that, please do let us know, because it's an ongoing thing. But yeah, no, it is. That's the big battle. That's the big battle, isn't it, for the coming weeks and months, is how we keep ourselves on an even keel and adapt how we live, because how we live has completely been turned on its head. It's mad.
Yeah, and it's like, for me, what I'm enjoying about it, and people are, and myself included here, Paul, we're very quick to talk about the negatives of it. Mm-hmm. The positives of it for me have been, I've kind of slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
And like I actually am spending more time with my kids, which is fucking boss. I'm spending more time with cats. I'm listening to more music, and I'm not talking about I've got music on in the background. I'm talking about I'm listening to music, and it's the only thing that I'm doing at the time. Yeah. And I'm taking my time over things. I'm doing more things that I enjoy to do in the house, be that cooking or whatever. I'm enjoying doing a YouTube channel for myself. And I'm finding it quite scary and all that type of stuff because I've always had you to lean on, and I know that's something that you've said to me down the years when you were launching yours and stuff. So I'm going through that as well, and obviously, you know, you're worried about your friends and your family and stuff, but there are loads of positives. It's like the community spirit that's coming out of this. Yeah. It feels like we're entering a better time as a nation because of it. Yeah. So there's but no one's talking about them. Yeah. It's madness, no, and yet there's loads and loads of things that people are doing that are making a huge and positive impact on the world and the people around them. And that should be fought for and should be cherished.
100%. So I'm interested in that actually. So if people are watching or listening, can you tweet in at Maych X Pajak whenever you see something boss, when you see a positive piece of news surrounding the world or cool things that people are putting out there that need a bit of love or attention, we'll dedicate some time to that in future podcasts. So yeah, tweet us at Maych X Pajak, or you can email us maechxpajak@gmail.com as well. You might have been checking that. I fully have not checked that email in about a month, but we will. Won't we? Probably. Possibly.
You know me and notifications, Paul. They get checked.
Oh, one more thing, just to clarify. I mean, most, you know, there's not as many people. I should have done this at the top. I'm fine. I'm well again now. If you want to know how I am, I'm telling you. But if you really want to ask me again, please direct it to me. Don't direct how is Paul questions to Chris anymore. He's done with them. He's had enough. He doesn't like notifications, and he doesn't care enough about me.
I'm purging all of you. Every single person that watches and listens to this shit, you're getting purged. On the off chance that you might ask me how Paul is. And I realise what I've done here, because yous are all funny fuckers, but yous are purged and blocked, so yous can't get to me anymore. Yous can't get to me. Those 100 notifications, how's Paul? Ask him your fucking self. Why are you tweeting me? It's at Mr. Blood Red. Do I look like Paul's fucking handler here? He's got a Twitter account, he's got a YouTube account, he's got fucking emails all over the shop. Ask the fucking man who's ill. I'm not fucking Paul. Stop asking me. You're purged, you're blocked, you're done, and I hate every one of you, but you aren't getting to me at all.
Absolutely. Well, listen, thanks. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please do not harass Chris anymore with this. If you're still with us, thank you very much. Make sure you drop a 5-star review if you're listening on the podcast, on any podcast service that you're on, and write a little review as well and all that kind of stuff. And of course, Chris is drawing attention, and rightly so. Go and check out threadsforreds.com. They're doing some wonderful things. I've got one of the wonderful Campiones del Mundo mugs. Chris has got a Dreams and Songs to Sing t-shirt on. It's available on threadsforreds.com. Wonderful stuff. They've upped the quality of the garments in particular. Since the stuff, obviously loads of people had the Trabs t-shirts and stuff, which I have got and wore to death. Love that t-shirt a bit. But the actual quality
have
of
the way
the
new one? Have you seen the new
Trabs one? Yeah.
No. The new t-shirts I released last week.
Oh, is this the NHS support one?
Oh my god, mate, it's brilliant. So I think it's 20% of profits or something like that are going to the NHS, the COVID-19 appeal by the NHS. So obviously they need the money and stuff now, and it's the liver birds of the buildings and the clouds and a golden sky behind it, and just as at the end of a storm, and it is absolutely fucking gorgeous. Go out and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, threadsforreds.com. Yes, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube and you're enjoying what we're doing, and follow us at Maych X Pajak on Twitter. Don't forget your 5-star reviews and all of that jazz as well. And if you've got anything you want us to discuss, whether it's positive moments or your life advice, or you got any tips for how to survive in isolation, comment section underneath, or again, tweet us at Maych X Pajak. Chris, thank you very much. One day we'll be back together, mate. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Love you, man. Big cuddle. Big digital cuddle. Oh. Love you. Love you guys at home.
A bit of a semi on there, mate.
Okay. Me too. See you all soon. Ta-da.